It's this beautiful edge design featuring bullion groups, which are these stitches that come out of the work. And then at the bottom, you get a curl effect. On this video, I'll teach you how to do the Bullion Scrolls Edge. I'll be using a 4mm hook and some acrylic yarn size 4. So for this design, we're going to start with a slip knot, and we're going to start with a chain of 12. So for your foundation chain, you just want to do 12 chains. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, and we can move on to row 1. For row 1, we're going to skip 3 chains, which counts as a double crochet. And then you're going to do 1 double crochet into the next. So skip 1, 2, 3, into the next, 8 double crochet. Then we're going to skip 3 chains, and you're going to work a bullion group into the next. I'll show you what that is, but let's just skip 1, 2, 3, and into the next one here. We're going to work a bullion stitch. I hope I'm saying that correctly. For that, we're going to yarn over 10 times. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 10 yarn overs. And now you're going to insert your hook into that chain. Remember, you skip 1, 2, 3. And into that chain, insert your hook. Now yarn over, pull up a loop, and we're going to bring the hook through every single one of these loops. And it's a little harder if yours was, like if you do them tight. So make sure that when you yarn over, you have a little bit of a room there. It also, I've noticed, helps to use your fingers to kind of help you pull the yarn through the loop if it's too tight. So pulling, 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 and this is going to create this little like tornado looking effect. So pull through all the loops, even the last one, and you see this like little, tornado. I don't know how else to explain it. And now we're going to chain 1. So now what we want to create is we're going to work into the same chain, and we're going to basically work double crochets and these bullion stitches. And all of that together is going to be called a bullion group. So we just did a bullion stitch. Now we want to work a bullion stitch and chain 1. Now into that same chain, you want to work a double crochet. And now into the same chain, we're going to work a bullion stitch. So what we want to do after this double crochet is work 1 bullion stitch and a double crochet into the same chain 3 times. So let me show you that bullion stitch again. For that, we're going to yarn over 10 times. And remember, for your yarn not to be super tight. Like your tension not to be super tight when you wrap around, because that's going to make it harder to pull through the loops. So let's count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now I'm going to insert my hook into that same chain that I'm currently on. We're going to insert our hook there and pull up a loop. And now we're going to pull through every single one of the loops. So this I know gets a little bit tricky. You can use your fingers to help you separate things. So I'm going to go through the first one. It was still easier to kind of just pull it with my thumb here. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. I don't know if this is the correct way to do it, but it works. So this is the way I do it. Pull through 2. Through 2. And now all the way. So there we go. We got our second bullion stitch. Now we're going to chain 1 and do a double crochet into the same chain. Okay. And you see how you have bullion stitch, double crochet, bullion stitch, double crochet. Now it's going to get a little tight because you want to do this twice more. So we want 2 more bullion stitches and 2 more double crochets into the same chain. And before we move forward, I also want to say that the next chain over is going to be really tight and small. So you got to be careful not to miss that. Because, you know, when you continue the repeat, it's going to look like it's not there, but it is there. The more stitches we put into the same chain, the tighter the next one gets. So let's do this again. I'm going to do 2 more bullion stitches into the chain and 2 more double crochets. I'm going to do that off camera and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, guys, this is absolutely wild. How pretty is this? It looks like a shell. But okay, so I did those 3 times. So essentially we have bullion stitch, double crochet, and let me see, that's basically a total of 4 times. So bullion stitch, double crochet, that's 1, bullion, double crochet 2, bullion, double crochet 3, bullion, double crochet 4. And this is what we want at the end of all that repeat into the same chain. So now moving on with the repeat for the first row, we would skip 3 chains. And again, the chains have become really, really tight, and that's okay because you don't really need them. You're just going to find the last chain of the foundation chain, into which you will work a shell stitch. For a shell stitch into the same chain, we're going to work 3 double crochets. So that is 1, 2, and 3. Then a chain 2, and into the same chain, 3 more double crochets. So that is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this here is the end of row 1. Now for row 2, we're going to start with a chain 7. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you're going to work 3 double crochets into the 4th chain from the hook. So you skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Into that chain, do 3 double crochets. So that is 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to do 3 double crochets into each of the next 3 chains. So 3 double crochets into the same chain 3 times. So that's 1, 2, and 3, all into the same chain. Same into the next one, 3 double crochets. That's 1, 2, 3. And now into the very last chain, 3 double crochets. So that is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so continuing the repeat of this row, we're going to be doing a shell stitch into the chain 2 space at the center of the next shell. So that means is we've got the chain 2 space here. Into that chain 2, we're going to do another shell stitch. For a shell stitch, remember, you do 3 double crochets. So that's 1, 2, 3. Then a chain 2 and 3 more double crochets into the same space. So that is 1, 2, 3. Continuing the repeat, we are going to chain 3 and then do 1 single crochet into the second bullion at the center of next group. So let's flip this over. You have 4 bullion stitches, right? So you want to do a single crochet into the second bullion. Let's see here. And so it's going to be this one here. We actually want to do it into the double crochet. I'm just looking at the shape and it says it's got to be at the center. So I think it's got to be at the double crochet. And it is easier to see. So we're going to go into the double crochet. go into the double crochet with a single crochet. Okay. Now we are going to be chaining 3 and then do 1 double crochet into the next double crochet. So it's going to be the double crochet here at the very edge, like the very last double crochet of the row. Into that one, you're going to do a double crochet. And now you're going to do 1 double crochet into the top of the turning chain. So into the top of the turning chain, another double crochet. Now that there is the end of row 2, this is what it looks like from the front. Now for row 3, let's chain 3, which counts as a double crochet, and flip your work. That chain 3 counts as a double crochet, by the way. And now you're going to skip the first stitch and into the next do a double crochet. Now we're going to skip the chain 3 and you're going to work a bullion group into the next single crochet. So the single crochet we did here, you want a bullion group. And for a bullion group, remember that we want to work, it's essentially 4 bullion stitches with double crochets in between. So bullion stitch, double crochet, bullion, double crochet, bullion, double crochet, bullion, double crochet. So I'm going to do that off camera. I'm starting with a bullion, then double crochet, and you want to do that 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. So you want to do that 4 times. It's a very long repeat and you already know how to do a bullion stitch and a double crochet. So I'm just going to do that off camera. I am yarning over 10 times, right? And then doing my bullion stitch and double crochets all into the same single crochet. Do that and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, let's recap here. Okay, I just did that bullion group. I hope you remember too that after the bullion, you chain 1. Like that's part of the bullion stitch. The yarning over 10, pulling through to create the little tornado, and then a chain 1. After that, you do your double crochet. So that's something I should have clarified previously. I just did my bullion group. And now we're continuing the repeat for row 3. We're going to be skipping the chain 3 space, and we're going to work a shell stitch into the next chain 2 space of the next shell. So we are going into the chain 2 over here and doing a shell stitch, which is 3 double crochets. That's 3 here. A chain 2 and into the same place 3 double crochets for a shell stitch. And 3. And that there is the end of row 3. So now for this design, you basically just want to repeat row 2 and 3 back and forth. The look of the design is like this. So you're basically growing, you're basically growing it this direction. And you're going to have these beautiful groups of like twisted bullions. And at the bottom, these kind of curly edges that hang off of your work. You're going to connect it to your work from the top over here. So you repeat row 2 and 3 back and forth until you have the desired length of your work or a finished swatch. Okay, this one is extremely funky. So we see the bullion groups coming out of the work, creating this like shell. If you hold it this way, you can see the beautiful like tornado looking stitches kind of coming out of the work. But anyway, it's supposed to lay like this. And so you get those curls at the bottom of your work. And then as you keep growing it, it's going to grow lengthwise. And then you can attach it to your work at the top here. Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.